I was very easily jealous. My self-opinion of myself was that I'm amazing and I don't need to train much because I'm amazing. And if these people can get on shows and these people can get this, and I'm almost doing, I've been training as long as them and I'm almost doing as much as them, which, let's be honest, I wasn't, but I just thought I was. I'm like, I'm really good. And it's not my fault that I'm not getting opportunities. It's your fault. Or being
I'm being
friends with the
screwed
wrong people.
over.
So,
The whole I'm being screwed over here. That
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. And unfortunately, it caused me to lose friendships over that. My best friend won WrestleMania, like won a major title at WrestleMania. I
Yeah.
stayed at her house. She was my best friend for
Mm.
6 months. And then we debuted together. And I got the storyline. And she would say that, like, Izzy, you got the storyline. Like, why are you jealous of me? And I'm like, because they keep giving you these matches and they keep saying how amazing you are. And I don't understand it. And I that's one example, and that's the example that really breaks my heart, is that I decided that ruining that friendship was worth it because I'm like, it's unfair because I'm as good as you. But now I sit there going, no, she was always going to be amazing, and you've lost your friend. She's in America. You haven't spoken to her years. She doesn't want to bar up you, and why would she? She's now this amazing superstar. And that's just one example of how I screwed myself over. Um, and like leaving RCW, I left RCW when I was 18, 17 because I'm like, oh, you guys aren't giving me enough opportunities. So I left. And no offense to anyone that I've worked in wrestling in that time period I was away from RCW.
Sure.
It made me the person I am. And I love so many people from that. But also it's sitting there going, what would have happened if I didn't leave RCW? But I was so focused on going, oh, it's RCW's fault. It's not me. And it's like, no, they were trying to make me see that I could improve, and I refused to listen. And the first time I tried to go back to RCW, they wouldn't let me in. And why would they? I was horrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like I should have started a lot later because maybe I've been mature enough to see things differently.
Mm.
I have a
Where
lot of regrets of my early times in wrestling, and I wish I could take them back.
But I feel like that's mistakes that you make when you're young.
Yeah,
And I feel like like everything where you've come from, and we've still got a lot to unpack here in this conversation, but like from 15 to where you are now back at RCW is like you've had to redeem yourself. You look back at the times now, you mentioned, with Demi, right? The friendship that you had there, which you have regret that you don't have the friendship anymore. And
yeah.
I'm sure it's not just because of who she is now, but more along the lines of the friendship that you had.
Oh, she was my best friend.
Mm.
She was an amazing person. I can't speak. I don't know. I haven't spoken to her in years. From what I've heard, when she came down, they're like, "Oh, still the same old Demi, how she's always been."
Mm.
But she was she was like one of the best friendships I've ever had.
Yeah.
She was awesome. But
Do you feel like the friendship there can be repaired at some point?
I don't see how. I tried to apologize to her 2 years before I was it 2 years? I think it was like 2 or 3 years before she went to America to
Mm.
work for a WWE. I tried to apologize, but I don't think there is a possibility she's over there. And I honestly think at this stage of my life, I'll probably never. I want to go to America and I want to wrestle and go over there and stuff, but I'm sitting there going, that ship is kind of sailing away from me, and it's not really something I'm looking too much anymore. Of like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense. Like,
No. Yeah, like
yeah,
there's no point chasing something that you might not even get a response from.
yeah,
Oh, you know what I mean? But like what happened like 2 years, like the years before she went over to the States, like what happened with the apology? Was she just shut it down straight away? Was she like, hey, let's
I
talk
was
about
really nasty. I was a very mean girl. I She didn't respond to it, but you've got to understand that she had every right not to respond to it.
sure.
I For somebody that was really bullied in high school, I decided to be very nasty to her. I was talking behind her back. I said things behind her back. Chose to take I chose to take my frustration and wrestling out on her. She has no reason to apologize. She's no reason to accept my apology. I was a horrible person, and yeah, she just didn't respond, and that is fair enough because I wouldn't have responded to me.
Yeah.
I just don't
I
think
mean,
there's any mending.